I used to be pretty good at coordinating my life with just your basic average planner. Then the brain weasels got stronger and I became, well, a tad bit unorganized. As I was working on getting better, it was crucial to keep track of myself and of my life and to write down stuff so I wouldn't forget or lose track. I needed a planner, but the basic designs made me panic, and all the feel-good options out there didn't fit my needs or were just too damn fluffy for my taste. So I researched and experimented and assembled my own design that fit my organizing needs but also had a lot of self-care and self-awareness helpers. My good friend Connie pointed out that other people might really benefit from what I came up with, so we prepared the calendar sheets in A5, A4, and letter format for you to print out and stick into your planner or a binder. This video is to explain my thinking behind the calendar and how to make the best use of it. They're both monthly and weekly pages, and I find using them both in combination makes it easiest to keep track of life. I should point out first that there are no dates filled in yet, which I did on purpose. First of all, this means that you can reprint and reuse the calendar for several years to come. Second, it's actually a very calming exercise to go through and write the dates onto the pages and prepare the calendar for the year or just the next few months. Let's start with the monthly pages. The monthly page is broken down into 3 main areas: the self-awareness part, the monthly grid, and the major to-do list. Right at the top of the page, next to where you fill in the month, it says the month of. Give each month a theme. I'm including a list of themes for inspiration in the instructions that come with the printables. The self-awareness part is probably the most important part of the calendar and helps me tremendously with keeping myself in check and staying positive and on top of things. First, list the 3 or 4 biggest successes from last month, because it's important to recognize your accomplishments. Second, things that are good. This is for all the things that currently make you happy. Again, try to list 3 or 4 things. Third, this month's goals. Write down the 3 or 4 biggest goals for this month. These can be professional or personal or even philosophical. Fourth, ponder. This is for issues you want to think about and keep in mind throughout the month. Fifth, work on. This is particularly for self-improvement. Set yourself realistic goals, so don't write always be happy, but instead use this for smaller progress you need to work on right now, like don't say yes when you mean no, or protect my downtime. Finally, who am I? This is your required monthly self-pep talk. Which of your qualities are most important right now? What makes you you? I found that this changed a lot from month to month as I was getting better. The monthly grid is pretty self-explanatory, I think. Use however you wish. I use it as a monthly overview of major events, birthdays, trips, etc. The to-do list is broken down into 6 sections. It starts with the life part, which is for daily life management, household tasks, bills, errands, etc. Next is the self box. This is for all the things you do for you, things that make you feel better. Here you actually get to write naps, bubble baths, or a night of Netflix binges onto your to-do list. Do not ever neglect this part of your to-do list. It's not a luxury, it's the most important part. After that, the social section. This is for planning social engagements. People to call, people to meet, people to email, coffee dates, and events go here. When I get stressed, I tend to hermit, so social activity needs to be planned. The next 2 are for you to label as you wish, like work, school, family, etc. Finally, there's a not happening area, because life tends to throw more at you than you can realistically get done, and being able to say no is crucial for being productive. Alrighty, on to the weekly pages. Weekly pages also have 3 basic sections: the self-awareness portion, a to-do portion, and the daily agendas. The self-awareness area starts with free space for a quote, phrase, or whatever inspires you this week. For me, it's mostly lines from songs. I tend to fill those in somewhere along the week when I get a song stuck in my head or some line strikes me. There's a goals of the week area for your 2 or 3 main goals for the week. Next to that, you have 4 boxes. The first is for all the things to revel in this week. This can be weather, good people, specific events, anything good that you need to consciously enjoy. Below that, thank. This is to collect all people or things you're grateful for throughout the week. Over here we have change. This is for patterns you're trying to break, things that make you unhappy or issues you want to address. Underneath that, nope. This is essentially your weekly shit list. This is where all bad things go that you just need to oust from your life. This box is powerful. The to-do area is split into 6 parts again. You already know the life and self box, and the 2 boxes you can label as you need. Beyond that, there's a delegate box. This is for to-dos for other people and all tasks that you can pass on to others. And finally, worries for another day. This is essentially your to-do trash can for the week, because you cannot do it all. And then over here you have your daily agendas. Each daily column starts with self-care check boxes for sleep, food, water, movement, fresh air, social engagement, self-care or creative or mental exercise, and finally a freebie that you can define however you like. I use it to rate my day. Next to all of these are 5 boxes where you can rate how much of each you got that day, from barely any to a whole lot. This is not about judgment. This is about keeping track of yourself so that you can detect possible patterns. It's also inherently about success. There's never a day when you have no boxes to fill in. Even if you did nothing today, you achieved a lot of sleep and self-care. Good job. Below that is your daily to-do area, followed by all day. This is for everything that happens, well, all day. Birthdays, holidays, being away, having guests, etc. Finally, your daily schedule. This is where you mark all appointments, work, class, etc. And lastly, good things. At the end of each day, write down 1 or 2 good things that happened that day, things that make you happy. I am including sample pages, further instructions, and inspiration with the files that you can print out and keep in your planner. Obviously, you are free to use yours a little differently than I use mine, whatever fits your needs.